Hello YouTube! Hello guys, my name is Trust, aka Steven. Today I'm bringing you a 29-7 gameplay on the map Slums. I'll be using the PW, Fast Mag, and Silencer. I believe I'm using MSMC at first. My kill streak setup is the UAV, 100 kilo drone, and lightning strike with the Semtex. And today's commentary topic will be about Call of Duty. So I saw a rage commentary in the link below. I think it was Far Cry to make it. I'm not too sure, don't quote me on that, but the link below to the video that I'm talking about, and that's basically complaining about what Vonda has to change, and basically it's titled Vonda makes her some changes, Vonda. And my question is to you is, how would you expect them to sell games and make money if it was a perfect game? If there was a perfect game, everybody would play that. Nobody would buy it. Everybody would buy it at once. They'd have so much money, but then that wastes over a couple of years. What they do with the money that they get with this game is make sure it's they keep some of them to pay for their employees, of course, and the boss and everything like that, and the maker of Call of Duty, like the original person that made the Call of Duty or thought about Call of Duty and put it in action. And then they put the rest of the money that they don't really, it's kind of left over, into the next Call of Duty that's going to be coming out. And that's why, and I'm pretty sure Infinity Ward and Treyarch share the profits. Don't quote me on that either, I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure they do, because it'd make a lot of sense since they're selling basically the same game. But what would they do is, in my opinion, what they would do is they would pay employees, pay the boss, and then they would use the leftover money to make the next game, because a game costs a lot of money to make, like Call of Duty. Now, if you have a perfect game, there's no way you're gonna be making all this money over years. You're not gonna be able to make another game, because this game is so perfect, nobody's gonna buy the next game. And that's what I mean, is they have to have some faults in this game, and there's not a lot of faults in this game. I get that lag compensation, and you get out of games a lot, and host migration, I get that a lot too, and it sucks. And that's why, if you guys want a perfect game, then go play Halo. Halo takes about 4 years to make a game. 4 years. But you know how much profits they get off of one game? When they release that game, you know how many profits they get off it? $60 off one game. Times about 2 billion people. Halo is one of the most selling games, first-person shooter games, I think besides Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty is right ahead of it. But still, Halo is one of the best first-person shooters, in my personal opinion, just because how much time they put into it, how much cool the graphics look, and how much it upgrades each and every year, not just the same thing they're just copy and pasting. But don't get me wrong, Call of Duty has a lot of fixes that they can change, and we'll still have a better game next year. But the problem is they're going to think this cycle's going to go on forever, and this cycle will go on forever, because everybody's like, I'm not going to buy the next game. But eventually, someone buys the next game, and even if they return it, Game stops paying them, or wherever they buy it from, they're repaying them. If they pay $60, I think about 10% of that money goes to the store that it was sold from, and then the rest of the money goes to Treyarch or Infinity Ward, whoever sells that game of the year. And it's not going to continue. That's going to continue for the rest of our, if Call of Duty wants to make it, rest of my life. I'm 14, so I still have 76 years left of my good life, I guess. If hopefully I make it to 100. But it's the fact that they're not going to make a perfect game just so they can make another game next year. Plus, I got another issue. People always complain about the short term that the enterprise or the sweat out games. Now, Halo takes about 4 to 6 years. Grand Theft Auto takes a very long time to make games, but look at their games. Their games are completely different than first-person shooters. Basically, what they're doing is copy and pasting. But they switch off. So it'd be 1 year Infinity Ward, next year in Treyarch. Now, until they have another year to make it, they have, from when their Modern Warfare 3 is actually done and ready to go, until it is time to let it go, they have about 2.5 years to get the game ready. That is a long time for a game to go through publishing, to go through making sure everything's right, making sure all the bullets collect, and all they're really doing is copy and pasting. But it's always a different game because they have new guns, and that's what's cool about it, is because I'm not complaining about Call of Duty. Call of Duty is an awesome game. If you get mad at it, that's because you probably get mad at every first-person shooter. Because you take the game way too seriously. Especially if you're on YouTube, you take the game way too seriously. That's kind of why I just upload whatever I want. That's why you're seeing this kind of cheap gameplay. That's like, I believe, a 25-9. Nope, 29-7 on the map Slums. And it's not the best gameplay, but I don't show the gameplays. I just have fun, and if I get a gameplay that's decently scored, more than a 2KD, then I'll go and upload it. That's just what I do. And the reason I do that is because I have fun playing Call of Duty. You can ask Eli, anyone else, the majority of the time I'm playing Call of Duty, I have fun. I don't complain about the game and the lag compensation because my internet's horrible. So I have no room to talk about the lag compensation or anything like that. I have no room. But like I'm saying, if you guys all shut up and realize what this game really is, it's not a bad game. It's the players that play it. It's the community that plays this. Wanna know why? Because you have people like Wings of Redemption, T. Martin, No offense to these guys. I've watched T Martin, and I don't really watch Big Wings Redemption. No offense to them. They're cool guys, but they point out all the newbie stuff because that's what T Martin does. T Martin's a tips and tricks channel. He points out the newbie stuff to kill people easier. Wings Redemption is not the best player, so he kind of uses this newbie stuff that T Martin points out. So then it comes to this big series where millions, and I mean millions or millions of people just from watching that video know what to run. And then in the game they get mad and like, this is actually pretty good, I'm gonna use it. Then it comes billions. Then it comes at least like 2 billion people know how to run this and know what are cheesy to use in less than a month to play the game. Because if they get a target find out it's the best attachment out, they get over 1 million views. That's awesome. You want that. So you'll do whatever you can. I'm not complaining about it at all, but that's what happens. That's what Call of Duty is. Call of Duty is a related game that is supposed to struggle you. You're supposed to have fun doing it. It's a fun related game. Why do they put so many different game modes you can play, basically? Gun game is so you can relieve the stress that you play in TDM, Domination, all these other games. But don't blame the creators of this game. Blame the community. Now, I'm not saying that the creators of this game, of Call of Duty, Infinity Ward and Treyarch, are good companies. They could be the shittiest companies ever. But it's the community that shows the game. And it is not Treyarch or Infinity's fault. My name's Trust, aka Steven. I'm out. Peace the fudge out.